Here, we're doing
Hey.
it. Pew, 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 pew. We're here. It's a show. We're having a show. So, Jonah, this is Petals and Pricks, but not really, and also home edition.
It's home edition. It's the Corona Chronicles.
Oh, beer. Oh, wait.
Beer.
Beer. Yeah, so you're safe distancing. Is this distancing? That's hard to say. You're doing safe distancing, staying at home, as am I, and we haven't seen each other in 1,000 years anyway.
In a long time. It's weird that I came over, but you made me go into a different room.
Shut up, you're at your own house.
No.
We're lying to the people. Is that what you're saying, Jonah?
Yeah.
No.
What is going on? I've been doing well. Been busy. You've been super busy.
Only medium busy. I had some momentum going, which was great.
You're all famous on TV.
Not really, Jonah. It's still the same thing that's going on. I did get a new agent. Still love my old agent. We parted on good terms. I'm still doing a fundraiser for them, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm getting some jobs, which is great. Well, I was getting jobs. But then I saved money. Yay.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. So how's the podcast going for you? How's the show going? Still a hot garbage.
The Bachelor is going good. The show has not. The podcast has. Kristen is filling your shoes well. I think people like her more than you, which is good.
Well, that's not very hard. I was this show's garbage. I hate everyone. I mean,
no, it was breaking you by the end.
It was not a great show. It currently still is not a great show.
No.
I must say, although I miss our chats like this, I do not miss that show at all. 0%. Yeah.
My experiment to thinking that I could get you into liking social media or reality TV really backfired on me.
Yeah. I don't watch any. I can't handle it at all. Not true. Really? I do still watch the British baking shows, but I don't think that counts because no one's in a bikini.
Yeah.
So, are you also watching that stupid? I've heard tell of Love Is Blind. Obviously,
I have not. Have you watched it?
I have.
You won't watch it.
No.
One of these days, you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I've been watching Real Housewives."
Have you learned nothing?
I think I'm just optimistic.
Oh, you're a dum. Anywho, stop trying to. Are you trying to play the?
Yeah, I want to play it too.
Okay, weird.
I think.
So what are you watching now? Tell me everything.
Well, you're gonna hate me. I restarted watching Vanderpump Rules.
Just because you missed it so much, or?
Because Caitlin, my girlfriend, has not watched it, and we watched one episode, and she's like, "I love this." And then, I had a little bit of a quarantine party on Saturday with a couple comedian friends. I don't know how you feel about that.
A quarantine party is an oxymoron.
Yeah,
no?
Yeah. Well, it was. Yeah, a little bit, but it was 5 or less people that I've been around the most these last couple weeks.
Gotcha.
Which I think
so what'd you guys do?
We watched that, like, it was on when they came over.
That's all you did? You just watched Vanderpump Rules?
Well, it was on when they came over, and they're like, what is this show? And by the end of the episode we were watching, everybody's like, we have to keep watching this show.
Well, man.
And in my head, I was like, how is she so stubborn? She can't accept how great this is.
No. Well, I hope you guys don't get sick, but I hope your brains melt from being dum-dums.
I think they have a lot, trust me.
So you're rewatching that, but you've got lots of time on your hands. What else are you watching?
I've watched I watched that yesterday. The documentaries Tiger King.
Tiger King on Netflix.
On Netflix. Have you checked that out?
No, but I have this fancy screen share, and I think it's on. I'm gonna try to do it. Oh, screen sharing desktop. Here we do this. Let's do this, Jonah. That was showing that I messed up before.
Oh,
Okay, so it's on this like
there it is right there. To the
right
left.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what is this? Whoa, murder.
It
What is
is.
it?
It's a documentary series about these people that own big cat farms,
Okay.
and it's kind of like how
Whoa.
crazy they are. Yeah.
Oh, so is this kind of like when you guys were doing that thing at Laugh Factory? I watched Roar. Is it like that? I mean,
It's
is it
kind.
like those kind of folks?
Yeah. 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 Which
Yeah.
Roar is for the people listening. Roar is a movie from the '70s where this guy had this idea to do a movie with nothing but untamed lions, and he had over 100 untamed lions, and they attacked the whole the whole crew throughout the whole taping.
Yeah.
Over 120 people got injured during the taping of that movie, so it's kind of like that
It's
a little
similar to
bit,
that. Yeah.
similar to that.
And you love
These
like
are
a good story about true uh weirdos. I guess we'll call
yeah,
them. Yeah.
they're the most weirdo of the weird. It's insane.
Oh, speaking of which, Jonah, I don't know if everybody in the podcast knows, but I was in Albuquerque for a job
Yeah,
a while
oh,
ago,
yeah.
and I totally thought of you and all your green chili, and I rode a hot air balloon. It was amazing.
When were you there?
Oh gosh, it was like,
Was it in October?
yes. How did you know that?
Is
Because
that?
it was after the. I wasn't there in the balloon festival thing,
Oh, okay, yeah, because
but
that's in October.
it was like right after it, like
Okay, oh,
And the reason
fun.
I say that weirdos, because no, like in the best regard, the gentleman who was doing the hot air balloon was like an ex narco cop,
Oh
and he
wow,
had like a big mustache and like a ponytail. He was awesome.
yeah.
It so reminded me of that. I would watch a documentary on that guy. He was so cool.
Oh my God. I feel like that's like half the people in Albuquerque.
Yeah. So are you like, obviously you're not traveling as of yet, but have you been in contact with folks back there, or how's everybody
No,
doing?
no,
Oh,
I
you
mean,
haven't?
no, I haven't. Are you in contact with your family?
I mean, I've been texting, and then we did like just my mom and my sister. We did like a Zoom Sunday dinner thing.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, Albuquerque people, were you chatting with them really before this happened?
No, not really. I know my grandmother's in her 90s, so she's quarantined for sure, like everybody is. She
Yeah,
lives in like a little kind of old folks community. So they're like no visitors, nobody can be in the,
yeah.
understandably. But other than that, I haven't heard too much.
Gotcha.
Did you when you were in Albuquerque, did you eat some green chili?
I went to a diner, and I
Do you
didn't
remember?
get any. It was like on the thing, and they had it like in the window when you walked in, like green chili. Get it, you dummy, but not
Yeah.
that. And I don't know what happened. I didn't do it. We also went to like not Ted Nugent, but Ted Turner. There's a town called, it's a pretty funky name. Oh, back to normal where I can't say things and people are gonna be yelling. Uh oh my gosh, I have to look up what it is. And I didn't have any chili there, and everyone was like, "Try the chili, try the chili." I was there on a job, and it was like
Yeah.
so hard. I'm gonna find the name of this town. It's like Turks and something.
Huh.
Uh, it's like, I'm gonna find it. So Jonah, what else? When I'm gonna look for this. You tell me what else you're watching, because you
Well,
did say something off camera, because we're still doing that. That I
yeah.
found. Um,
Oh, I watched I think the greatest thing right now, which is kind of cool, which is kind of changing everything, is that they're releasing a lot of the movies that are in theaters or were in theaters like a week ago. So I watched The Way Back last night with Ben Affleck, which is a great movie.
Nice. So no, when I was watching the previews, I thought it was like a scrappy kind of drunk version of Friday Night Lights. You're saying not true.
It's like you've seen the movie. Have you seen the
I
movie Friday Night
I
Lights?
haven't seen the movie Friday Night Lights. No,
Okay.
I've done the book.
Yeah, the show. In the movie, like basically who plays Riggins, his dad is played by Tim McGraw, who's like this big drunk. It'd be like if you followed his life around,
Okay.
like if he was the coach. So
That
it's
because
like,
that was always my argument. Like Tim Riggins, even in the movie, is like very romanticized. Like
mhm,
Tim Riggins in real life is like my dad. Like
yeah,
it doesn't go well.
yeah. No, this
You
is like
know?
straight up like Ben Affleck's an alcoholic, and like throughout the movie, you find out kind of like why he drinks so much, but like it is just like an uncompromising look of that. Like it's
Mhm.
not romanticized at all, and it's kind of anticlimactic, but it's kind of like you could tell that Affleck put all his heart in that because it mirrors a lot what's going on in his life.
Yeah.
He struggles with sobriety. I thought it's a great watch to see an actor kind of like use what's in his life to like kind of push the character forward,
Mm.
which is
So
good.
you're saying it's like it's really like his. It's your feeling is like his struggle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I thought I was good. I was hoping to be like this year is A Star Is Born for me,
Oh yeah.
the way that it affected me, but instead it just kind of ended, and I was kind of like, I was like, oh okay, I kind of feel bad for that guy.
Oh, so
Yeah,
what- I remember The Star Is Born because I think that's the last time we really like hardcore did the podcast, which was like over a year ago.
yeah,
That movie was like life changing for you.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Wasn't for you.
I liked it for sure, but I wasn't like all Jonah Jerkins about it.
Oh, okay. Well, all
Uh,
right. I gotta go. I'll see you later.
you can't end the meeting.
Yeah.
Only I can end the meeting. The power. Oh shoot! I did something. Oh, what did I do? Oh no! Stop. Okay. Anyway, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Side note: the name of the town, Truth and Consequence.
Oh, there's a movie with Kiefer Sutherland called Truth or Consequence, New Mexico.
Oh, it's a real town.
It's a real town.
And yeah, it's a real town, and I was there for a hot second. Anyway,
What's your 3 takeaways from Albuquerque, from the Southwest?
Southwest, it had this like again. I was there work. I mean, I think I was there for 3 days, and it was just on a foot. We were on a shoot. We were like crazy. So I went to the very large array. All the satellites, that like in contact. Yeah. Which is really awesome. I feel like it had this like sort of weird mythical, like people were on acid vibe, but also like very blue collar.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, it was cool. I could see like people be like, I'm going to go to the desert, man. And just like, right.
Yeah.
I had that vibe, but also I'm like a janitor, it was really neat. I thought it was.
And I love meth. Like meth's like my favorite thing. Yeah. It's insane.
Well, yeah, because that's what one of the the hot air balloon guy was talking about. Like, just a little bit. He's a retired cop now, but just the problem. Anyway, yeah, the bummer. And then even at one point we were driving along, and like the in between towns, it's like when I go back to like my hometown a little bit. It's building up a little bit, but there's like nothing. Like factories are gone. Like just nothing.
Yeah.
Sad, like empty laundromats and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's just like sad.
Yeah. Which I guess is kind of like America. Like you go. Anyway, let's not get too depressed. Let's not get depressed about it.
Okay. Well, did you go up the tramway?
No. What's the tramway?
It's on the Sandia mountainside. So it's on the east side of the city, and then there's a little tramway that goes up the whole mountain. It's very scary.
Oh no. I don't think we did, because we were driving. We did the no, we did not do that, because we were going to the space. Oh my gosh, my brain is hot trash. The Virgin guy, the guy with Virgin American Airlines, he's sending people up into space. It's like a huge thing. We went there.
Okay.
So we just went to like certain locations and then scooched out. Again, this is October. It just reminded me of you, and I haven't talked to you in a while. So
did you see the Octopus Car Wash?
No, but I was thinking about
the Breaking Bad Car Wash? Yeah.
You mean your car wash?
Oh, don't
say that. Stop it. No big deal.
Have you been in a hot air balloon before? I want to hear
Never.
this experience.
It was amazing. So Jonah,
Right?
being from New Mexico, is that something that you are just like, yeah, no big deal?
No, I went up once. Like my grandfather surprised my mom and I with it as a trip when we were visiting out there once. And I'm like definitely afraid of heights. I hate heights. But for some reason I felt like safe in a hot air balloon.
It's so calming.
It's so calming. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, so for the shot that we were doing, I had to talk to the camera while we were lifting up. And it was
my
like,
God.
hey, this is a one-shot deal. You got to get it,
Yeah.
like, don't mess it up. And so that was a little stressful. And I could also, it is fast.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was going to be like nice, like da-da-da. It was like, but then that was the only part where I was like, whoa. And then once you were there, it was just like peaceful.
Yeah.
And he was even getting really close to the water at some point.
Oh, wow.
He was going up and down, and then we saw like obviously like it was early in the morning, like the sunrise and over the mountains, and it was like, what? So beautiful. There was one of the camera guys though, very not loving it.
Oh, really?
He was not a fan of
He was
heights.
like,
Yeah. He was like holding onto the basket, and they're like, "Can you move?" And he's like,
yeah. And you're like, this is one shot. This is all you get.
But
when you started talking, and all of a sudden you realized how quickly you're ascending, what was going on in your head?
I was so afraid of messing up that like that was I should have been afraid of like other things.
Yeah.
And I just there was one point where I'm like saying my lines, and it's also like kind of technical, whatever. So I'm saying my lines, and I just saw the guy and the camera guy on the earth just get smaller and smaller, and I'm like, just keep talking. That was that little vertigo moment where you see on TV where it's like, well, and I was like, what? But it after that, I was like, you can't be afraid because don't mess it up. Yeah, other than that, I should have been more afraid, probably. That's like the story of my life.
Yeah, I should have been more afraid.
Should have been more afraid.
You're like, oh yeah, that guy did kill somebody in front of me. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would like to see the video of that, because I'm assuming the producer was like, Kelsie, you haven't blinked in 2 minutes. I don't know if you know that.
There's like just dry, like bugs are walking through my eyes.
Okay, good. Yeah. Like a bird comes by. Yeah. You didn't realize it.
I'm having a great time. Everything's great. Everything's wonderful.
Like not even a blink.
Not even a blink. Oh, and the other thing we did is we went, I can't remember what it was called, of course, because a brain. The place they shot a Terminator, it's like this old abandoned factory, and it looks very like 1950s-y. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
It was like, it looked like you could also do like a very like high fashion show there, because it was so like dilapidated, know? Yeah, it was like that. It was pretty cool.
Did you have you been doing a lot of remotes then, like that?
No, I got on a Chicago Med thing, which is local, so that was here. The
speaking role?
Yeah, I had to have a fake seizure and everything.
Oh wow.
And they didn't tell me how to do it. I had to YouTube it, so we'll see how it turned out.
Can you do it right now?
No, it's too jiggly.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I need extra bras for this seizure.
Yeah.
But no, not other remote things. Well, again, everything's kind of on hold right now. I was gonna go to Washington, to Walla Walla, Washington. I was gonna go there now to teach some comedy stuff and do a show, but we're gonna do online stuff now, and we're gonna try, the whole Lincoln Lodge. Can we talk about the Lincoln Lodge here? Just I know that you're a comedian, you should know. I don't think we're really competitors, but so we're still doing the training center, and like I feel so bad. So for those of you guys who don't know what it is, the Lincoln Lodge is like a show, but it's also a venue now, and there are 3 performance spaces and 2 classrooms. And so I'm helping out with Mark. I'm heading up the educational, like the training center part. So I got all these teachers excited, and there's like Adam Burke's gonna do it, and Ian Belknap, and like maybe like, I don't know, like I've got maybe some people that it's gonna be great. And then now we gotta shut the doors, and it's like Mark for 2 years has built this thing, nonprofit, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel it's like rough.
Yeah, it is. And like for the people listening who don't know, like the Lincoln Lodge is like one of the longest running independent shows in the city. And Mark, the guy who started all, is like just opened this new space that you're mentioning, and it was this huge thing in Chicago, and it was the one thing where it's supposed to band us all together, and then all of a sudden this happens, and it's like scary. Yeah,
because I don't, who knows? I hope it survives. But that's the other thing about a lot of other small businesses here, like in well, not just in Illinois, I mean everywhere. And a lot of our friends too, like in the service industry, and a lot of those restaurants are like question mark.
Yeah.
What about Timmy O'Toole's? What are they? What are the comedians you should know? I'm assuming they're in the same predicament, obviously, as everybody else.
Yeah. They're Timmy O'Toole's, which is the location that we do a show I run called Comedians You Should Know at. It's one of the more profitable bars in Chicago, so I think they're going to be fine. Obviously, they're going to be hit hard, But these smaller bars, I'm wondering which ones are gonna last and which ones are not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing the Kates are doing a fundraiser for the bookseller because that's the bookseller has housed us. It's been like our comedy home forever, which is a very, very small independent bookstore. And we're just trying to like raise money
Yeah.
because I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Like,
rough.
we're trying to do the same for Newport Theater, which is where we do Blackout
Yeah,
Diaries. Yeah.
yeah. Well, like Megan, I think was awesome. Like she was talking about, and I don't know if if they've done this yet, about like for their burlesque and dancing side of Newport to do like a digital telethon to
Yeah.
raise money for the performers because the performers,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
wild. Like I'm somebody that's like, I like people, but like sometimes I need a break. It's amazing to me. Like every single one of my jobs requires giant crowds of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even voiceover stuff, like I had to go to a studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's all of that. Yeah.
And that's all been put on hold as well.
Yeah.
Voiceover?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I went right. So I haven't been going out since the 12th. And then I had one on the 13th where I had to do, what is it, AVR or whatever I had to do like some dubbing. So I went out and that's it. That's the last gig I have lined up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
scary
crazy.
because
Yeah.
in Chicago they say April 16th, 11th. It's probably
Yeah.
going to go. I mean, what do you I think optimistically it's
Yeah.
still going to go till May or June.
Yeah. I think it's just, that's the other thing is like, I feel like the thing that's getting people a couple things, right? It's just like general anxiety and sort of panic, but it's the not knowing,
Right.
like it's like, I feel like, I remember like there's like studies of like in the army, like you can like put Marines to like a task and put intense pressure on them. If they know the end or the outcome, you can do a tremendous amount when you know there's an end date. When
Yeah.
you don't, your brain, it can't like handle it. So I feel like that's where we are. We just don't. We just
Yeah.
don't know. We just don't know.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. And also that idea of like, I think historically humans are like, it's action, it's moving forward and it's
Yeah.
action and we have to do something. And like, if you like historically look at wars or other things, it's like people come together and like, it's like we're acting by being isolated, and that's messing with a lot of
Yeah.
folks. And we're only not even like in a full 2 weeks yet, and people are like
No.
breaking down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you found this to be the isolation? Is that, are you find yourself like push forward to get more tasks done, or do you find yourself to be more like
yeah, good question. I think for me it like changes every second.
yeah
Sometimes I'm like, I have a giant list to do, and it's like, you know what? I deserve a nap. Everyone should be napping. But
Yeah.
and then the other side of me, it's like I just swing. I'm like, well, capitalism, it crumbled in 2 days. Oh, capitalism is stupid. And then I'm like, well, I
Yeah.
need to pay my bills, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. I think everybody should just feel their feelings and do whatever they want to do. I saw a lot of people on Instagram being like comparing themselves, like, I'm not being as creative, so I'm garbage. And you're like, whoa, like,
Yeah.
let's all just do whatever we have to do to
Yeah.
live and help other people live.
I just feel bad for all the non-performing people, like our listeners, because now they're going to be like, hey, guess what? I just have 15 new podcasts you should listen to. And then
Yeah.
the podcasts are going to blow up. And also like, hey, tune in live for this stand-up show in front of no audience, which is never good.
Yeah. I mean, there is also a thing, like, you're right. Like, there's this like fear of like, we're holding on to something that potentially it might come
Yeah.
back. But this idea of like, how do you get creative in this time? I think a lot of people are going to jump on something. And some of it's going to work and some of it isn't. And it's going to be annoying for some of
Yeah.
us. And also it's like, well, everybody's just trying to like figure it out.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I know, because I think it was Andy Fleming put something up, I think, on social media. It's like, hey, you guys, I know everybody's being annoyed by all the Instagram lives, but please don't be dicks about it.
Right.
Like, everyone's just trying to do their best. And I was like, yeah, I agree with that, Andy Fleming. Everyone's just trying.
And so I'm enjoying a lot of these. I always hated the live videos, but now people are getting really creative with it, and I like it. Like,
Yeah,
there's a comedian here in Chicago named Pat McGann. Have you seen his
I haven't.
Instagram?
Live? His Instagram
He,
live?
yeah, he's quarantined with his family. I think he has 3 kids, 2 kids, 3 kids, 3 kids and his wife. So then he's just like, what do I do? So he's doing pop-up shows in front of him.
Yeah.
So he has a TV in the background, and he's just like, okay, Saturday show. Might be a little drunk, but here we go. And he turns the TV off. And, he's doing a selfie. He comes out in front of his kids, and then all of a sudden a microphone pops up, and he
Nice.
starts. And then his kids are screaming at him to please stop and leave him alone.
We don't like it, Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun watching him like antagonize his kids. It's great.
Yeah, right on.
I would suggest anybody to check those out.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, people are getting pretty creative, which is awesome. And the other thing that I have, like, Jonah, let me ask you, do you feel this way, like, because I was always on the fence of like, hey, I like to make people laugh and doing comedy as a career, but more than ever, I was like, I think that there are a lot of us doing comedy, and I think maybe we need to get like jobs that matter.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
and even like watching like Jimmy Kimmel, and this is like not to shit on Jimmy Kimmel by any means, or like even Stephen Colbert, like, you know what? They're like isolated in their bathtub making jokes. I'm like, there's like this old cranky guy inside of me that's like, your jokes don't matter. Join the Navy. And like
fight for your country.
I know, just like that's not. I'm like, who am I? But like, and Ellen like calling all of her famous rich people. Like I get it. They're trying to like tell people to stay home, and that's very valid. But I'm also like, maybe we all should have been nurses and doctors this whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I was like sitting here. I'm like, what can I get done? Like, I need to be busy. It's crazy that like I'm forced to have to watch TV and movies. I don't want to watch TV and movies because I want to choose to be able to do that. I don't want to be told I have to do that. Like,
a lot of my introvert friends are like, I thought I was introverted. It turns out I just don't want to be bossed around.
Yeah. I'm more like I watch movies because I choose to put off my, like I choose to be like, yeah, fuck this. I'm watching a movie. But now it's like, hey, you have all this time to watch movies. I'm like, well, fuck that. I'm getting work done now. Like, it's kind of like, it's made me so much more efficient.
You're super efficient now.
Then I was like, maybe I'll get my culinary degree. And then I was like, is there online culinary things? And then I'm like, well, all the restaurants are closed. That's a stupid idea. It's like,
Jonah's like, you know what? I think radio is a thriving medium.
Yeah. I'm going to open up my own movie rental place.
I'm bringing back a Blockbuster, everyone.
Yeah.
This is the time. Yeah. Oh.
People.
Sorry. I know you love Blockbuster. I apologize.
I do. You know what people need is that they need a reel-to-reel fixer. I'm going to fix reel-to-reels.
Have you heard of this sundial? Let's bring it back. Oh, Annie Snoozle. So you're watching television, even though your rebellion is now to like just do a lot of data, a lot of Excel.
Yeah. I'm learning Excel.
I'm still watching like old timey shows. Like we talked about this already. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of like old lady detective shows. Like
when you say old lady, we're talking like Murder, She Wrote old.
So it's like the modern take. I can't remember if we talked about this while we recorded or while we were talking. Okay, all right. So I'm really into. I have a prop and everything.
Oh, nice.
I'm really into Anne Cleeves. So she's an author over in the UK, and so she has sort of like modern Miss Marple. There's a show called Vera, and there's a show called Shetland, and it follows around these detectives, and there's like very dark and British, and there's like cliffs and I love it so much. It's on. Oh, I guess I could share my screen with you. Thanks for asking. Sharing is caring. So it's on Amazon Prime if you have Amazon Prime. And BritBox. I bought BritBox for this, which is something like a bonus add-on. Oh, hold on, let me find it.
How much is BritBox?
So if you're an Amazon Prime member, which sounds like I'm promoting Amazon Prime, I'm not. It's like $4.99 for like a month. So it's kind of like how I get Hulu. It's like $6.99 for Hulu.
Okay.
You just can add these things on, and it's like Acorn TV, which is like, I think it's just Irish. I'm so dumb that I don't know. And BritBox is another option. So
Okay.
Shetland is in Scotland, and this is in the old UK. And I love Vera because, Jonah, let me tell you why I love it. It's like an older lady. She's specifically very like what's the word? Not dowdy, but she's described in the book as like a bag lady.
Okay.
And gurgles. And so she's like not, I don't know if you can hear, but I am gurgling.
Nah.
And she's like plus size. She's like straight up overweight. She's like somebody you don't see on TV. It's like the opposite of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, where it's like everybody's like 20 and in bikinis and making terrible decisions.
Yeah.
She's like somebody who would be a character actor off to the side, yet she is the star, and she's like the smartest person in the room. I love it.
She kind of looks like the pigeon lady in Home Alone 2.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, all right, yeah. Got it.
But imagine she's the star and she's saving the day.
Okay.
It's super great. I love it. Yeah, she's a pigeon lady. That's a great way, Jonah.
Yeah. You know, I watched that's getting a huge resurgence is Contagion. Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh man, I saw on, I think it was just Apple TV, that it was like trending at like number 5, and I was like, too soon.
It's crazy because like it never really did well when it came out. I watched it when it first came out, and I thought it was good. I was I didn't remember it at all, and then I saw it like when Corona first started kind of making its way to the U.S. It was like 10 on the charts, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, 9, 8, 7, 6. But I was like, I think it's number 3 right now.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Gwyneth is just counting that extra money.
Yeah. Goopy.
Yeah. Oh man, whatever. But speaking, so Contagion. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say it's crazy how much it's mirroring. Like it's mirroring exactly what's happening right now. In a crazy way.
Yeah, there is this YouTube channel. I'm going to share it with you. So they have all these rad shows. I love it. It's called The Take. It used to be called Screen Prism. But if you guys check out right here, I don't know if you can see where I'm circling.
Oh, yeah.
What we learned from Outbreak movies. I haven't watched it yet because I'm like, too soon.
Yeah.
But they have a really good, TV and movie, like, analytical thing. So you guys should check that out. I like it a lot.
I like, if we're going that route, I like Movies with Mikey.
Movies with Mikey?
Yeah.
No, Movies with Mikey. What's that?
It's a Film Joy network thing. It's good.
Okay.
He same thing. He breaks down movies and tries to like come up with like the actual meaning of what's happening. It's very interesting.
Cool. What is it? Movies with Mikey?
Movies with Mikey.
And it's not on YouTube.
It is on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Cool. Movies with Mikey. All right.
Movies with Mikey's. That's a good one. And then if you want something kind of funny, Pitch Meeting by Screen Rant.
Yeah. Here, let me open it. Let me open it so I can share with everybody. So, Movies with Mikey. Movies with Mikey. Again, if we're only doing this, Film Joy. Okay, right here. If we're only doing this via audio, this isn't going to make any sense. But hopefully we'll get this video up right here. Sorry. That was a deep dive. So here we are, if you guys are seeing this. Movies with Mikey. There we go.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one you wanted to talk about, Jonah?
Pitch Meeting. Then type in Screen Rant. Yeah. Screen
Rant. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if there's an audio. I'm going to try to pause it so we don't. Oh, man. Well, Screen Rant is, whoa, be quiet. They have 6.9 million followers. Yeah. They don't need us to share anything for them. They're doing fine.
Kelsie, you might like it because it's like the screenwriter pitching the movie to a producer.
Oh, I think I've seen it. It's like one guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one guy. It comes back same guy, and then and then the producer's like, "Don't you think that's a little ridiculous?" He's like, "Why don't you get off my back about it?" And then
I have seen. I think you shared one with me before.
Maybe that's probably what it was. Yeah.
What about Hulu, Jonah? What are you watching on Hulu, or do you not have Hulu?
I have Hulu. I haven't been watching really anything. I tried watching the the documentary about that guy that would be hired as like a scary clown?
Oh,
What I'm talking about?
no. I
Yeah.
don't know what that is. I have only been again watching British stuff.
On Hulu?
So yeah, so I'm on Hulu right now. So Britain's Best Home Cook. You know I love the Bake Off. Well, there's this other version now where you're like making meals. It's pretty dumb. Look at all this British stuff I have. Are you looking at this?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Spaced. Went back to watch that. This Country. This is British. British. Oh man, British. I think I got a British problem or not. Maybe. Yeah.
What are the ones I'm looking at my Hulu right now? What are the ones that stick out for you that's on Hulu? Or that's on those things?
Like what's on like just the general browse, like what I should be watching. Let's see.
I watched a documentary series, the most dangerous animal of all, which is on FX, but it's on FX on Hulu, which is about this guy who's adopted, and he's pretty sure his dad is the Zodiac killer.
Oh, Jonah, you're watching like
it's interesting.
Dark, yeah.
It's interesting, and
so
then
does it turn out that he is, or I have to watch it?
You're gonna have to watch it.
Okay. To be determined. What else are you watching?
It was Wrinkles the Clown.
Wrinkles the Clown.
I don't know if you can see this, but it's about this guy who dresses up like that to scare children. And he gets hired.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right.
But that is a picture. So yeah, your documentaries, you're either like babes in bikinis and like dudes oiled up on the beach trying to like smooch each other, or like real life murder.
Yeah. Well, Kelsie, you're not gonna like this one, and you're gonna thank God that you don't more. But they are doing a American Idol type show with the Bachelor.
But they don't have any talent.
No, but it's like singer and songwriters that live in a house together.
Okay.
And they basically like do duets and sing together while they try to like find who the one they love is.
So they're writing love songs to each other.
Yeah. It's like Bachelor in Paradise is if their first date was they would make a song together.
You know what they're just gonna do? It's gonna like they're still gonna. All this is going to happen. They're going to go on a date and they're going to walk into a room with a no-name country band that we're all going to have to listen to, just like the stupid Bachelor show.
Kelsie, you know how you would have hated this, but maybe respected it.
What?
So then in Pilot Pete's, the last Bachelor series.
Oh yeah.
They go to a country concert. This guy's singing, and the girl that is dating Pete, who ends up being one of the finalists, looks, and then she's like, "Oh my God, I used to date that guy." And they found
singer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was the guy she was dating right before she got on the show. And then Pete was like, "This guy's awesome. Isn't he like the coolest guy ever?" And then she's like, "I used to date him." And he's like, "What? What do you mean? Like, we follow each other on Instagram now." It's like this huge.
Wow, what a not set up situation that was, Jonah.
And then even the singer guy was like, "Oh man, I didn't know."
Oh, what? Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
Yeah.
Well, this wasn't planned at all.
Yeah. So Kels, let's swing back to that. So you watched The Bachelor for 2 years.
I know. First of all, you need to give me more credit for lasting that long.
I give you the most amount of credit.
Okay. I want credit. And I gotta say, it's like a freedom. It's like a lifted off. I never wasn't engaged in those shows, and doing it as a social experiment. It didn't make my brain feel good. You know, when you're like in a friendship or like a relationship, and like something's clawing at your noodle. Yeah. And you're like, what is it? What is it? And then you distance yourself from it and you're like, of course that was it.
Yeah.
The whole time. That was my feelings about that show.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're holding back on that. My question to you, Kels, though, is there any, looking back at the show, other than us doing the podcast together, was there anything that you maybe didn't enjoy out of it?
I didn't learn anything. I didn't.
Not even watching the train wreck?
Yeah, everything I've learned from watching the show, I already learned in middle school. And
makes sense.
I don't need to relearn like the base of human behavior.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, this is like unevolved emotional manipulation for some reason. I don't need to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. You know, and you know, sometimes if you're in a grocery store, RIP the days we could go to the grocery store, where like you see somebody who like reminds you of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll see people in the world and I'm like, oh, this is I guess how the podcast and the show has affected me. I'm like, that asshole will be really good on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
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 And you're like, they seem like a horrible person.
You would have hated this.
They would really,
This last season would have for sure killed you.
Yeah. Well, just also the boredom. I think there's another thing that really got to me about the show is that I didn't like the content. It was like a waste of my time.
Yeah.
You know, and it was so much of the time. Like the fact that there was like 3 hours of nothing that people were watching. I'm like, I'll do a puzzle. I'll do my taxes. I'll do anything.
I'll do your taxes.
Yeah. And you get a tax. And you get a tax. Like it was just that kind of.
I'll read.
Go ahead.
I was saying.
You know when you're like waiting in a doctor's office, and like the air is claustrophobic, and people are like, everything's irritating, and you know there's an end, but you can't feel that the end is coming. That's how I felt watching the show.
Kelsie, tell me how you really feel.
Jonah, you know what it's like. I'm just kidding. I have more examples.
Well,
yeah.
Since everybody's in binge-worthy mode, like, so since then, what would you say is your like top 3 things you've watched that really stick out?
I really like Sex Education. That's on Netflix.
Okay.
What?
I thought that's like your new thing that you like.
No, I like just preach it. I think Sex Education. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. No, like the show on Netflix, Sex Education. It's like, I feel like an easy bingeable. It's sort of light. It's also British. I don't know. There's like a distance where I like really like Gillian Anderson, so she's like the parent of one of the kids, and
she's great.
She's great, yeah. And I think it talks about like sex in a modern way that it's kind of interesting. I like season 1 a little bit more than season 2. I think they're like trying to go somewhere and just haven't gotten there yet. But I really think that's an easy bingeable, like lighthearted, even though they talk about like some serious topics. And it's also like everybody's sort of confused and in pain together.
Okay.
Even if there's like the hierarchy of like a high school where there's like nerds and blah, blah, you know, whatever. But at the end, it's like nobody knows about sex. Nobody knows what their emotions are doing. Same as the adults. Everyone's messed up. And the only thing you can do is like reach out and like talk to each other about it. And I like that. I think that's pretty cool.
That sounds good.
Yeah. What about you? What are you binging?
I really enjoyed the morning show.
Me too.
That was good, right?
I loved it. I thought it was great. Okay, so what did you like about it?
I don't know. I thought it was just kind of like cool.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought it was great. I thought just like kind of even like it seemed like the inner workings of like a show like that was good. Outside of all the things that was happening, but I thought it was interesting, like just like Steve Carell's character just constantly convincing himself that he wasn't in the wrong, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, and he played it. He's like such a bad person, but he played it so likable.
Yeah, I feel like the casting on that show was incredible because you're like, if Michael Scott had any power and rose up the ranks, this is 100% the monster he would become.
Yeah,
and he didn't know it. Like that scene with him and Martin Short.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was amazing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you just summarized like like academic feminist like rhetoric with these two sexual predators that don't know what they are talking to each other. It was like
Yeah.
pew 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 pew, like
Yeah.
it was really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
just see like Jennifer Aniston's character have to become almost like a lion to protect herself.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where she's at, and that part of your career where like it's slipping away, but you can't let it go, so you're willing to kind of do anything.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, and like that fine line of like, oh, my outside persona is sort of this like kind figure, but inside you're like scrambling to survive,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how like you sort of lash out in these ways that sometimes is like very sort of generous and thoughtful, and other ways it's just so complex. Like
Yeah.
you're stabbing women left and right. Like it was really complex and really nuanced, I think, and cool.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And the other gentleman's name, oh gosh, Billy Cudrup. I always say his name wrong. Billy
Oh,
Cudrup.
he's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wish that was a real person, because I feel like that's like I think his character, although he did it really well, I don't know if those people really exist, where he was like a chaotic, like a,
shake it up.
yeah, he's like the new, what's the greatest line is like, chaos is the new cocaine,
Yeah.
and his speech with Steve Carell at the end is like, I would love an anarchist in a suit that cared about the small man. I don't know if that really exists. I kind of feel the same way about the Tim Riggins character. Like,
Oh yeah.
The like drunk with a heart of gold is like, no, that drunk's gonna grow up and beat his wife. Like,
Right.
like for the story it works. I wish there was that Billy Crudup character. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But a business leader who likes chaos, we kind of know how that turns out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without saying the name. Like, yeah, we.
Well, I get it.
But I really liked it. I'm so glad you liked that show.
Oh, it's great. I try to watch C, and I just couldn't get into that. Did you watch C?
Yeah, was that it's also on like Apple TV, right? They're both on like the Apple whatever program.
The Jason Momoa show.
Yeah, and I like Jason Momoa. I
did too.
The idea, I didn't even really kind of get into the idea of it. Like,
no,
you guys cannot see. Why are you? This seems like you guys can see.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch it, so
yeah.
I don't know. So you didn't get into that one, and there was another one too. Gosh, what was another? There was another like really big show on the Apple Plus. I didn't watch that one either.
Was a Servant?
Oh yes,
I haven't watched that.
Yeah.
But I also liked. I got really into it, but I was very disappointed by the season finale. But Outsider, did you watch Outsider?
I didn't, because I gotta tell you why. Stephen King, right? It's Stephen King.
Yeah.
Wrote it.
Yeah.
And when Stephen King soars, he soars. But when Stephen King disappoints, dang, does he disappoint? And I kind of thought that was going to happen, so I didn't even start it.
It did. The whole show was great until the season finale.
Yeah, and it's bummer, man. Are you watching Westworld, or do you not watch Westworld?
I have to catch up season 2. I haven't. It's just like I watched 2 of those timeline videos. They tell you the whole timeline, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm finally getting this.
Oh, where it like breaks down what's going on?
Yeah. The second season, so much shit was going on. And I kept falling asleep during episodes, and I couldn't remember where I was, and it was just...
Yeah, it's complex. I feel like Westworld 2, I think season 3, they need to wrap it up, man.
Really?
Like, yeah, that's in my opinion. I was like, how long can you... Oh my gosh, Jonah. I'm so sorry. I keep getting phone calls, and it keeps messing up our recording.
Oh, that's happened to me, too.
Oh, okay. Well, we probably won't be able to use that anyway. Anywho, this is behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Mythic Quest is what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't watched that.
Yeah, I really like some of it, but as a whole, it was a little like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
But it's a Mythic Quest is also like a good bingeable whatever. Like, it's very easy to binge. And Aparna Nanchala's in it, who I really love.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which I think is pretty great. Anyway, so Jonah, I don't know. We're getting kind of long here. You know how I like to, wrap us all up.
Yeah.
So we did great.
it's our experiment.
Yeah.
But I'd like to
So-
keep doing this if you're good.
Yeah, I'm good with this. I would really like to figure out how to get this on a live, just because I think it would be less work for us
Yeah.
to do. So what we can do here right now, I'm recording all this and the pre stuff. I'm happy to put it all up, even
Sure,
though you guys
yeah.
might be like, this is a lot. Probably on YouTube, but I would really like to figure out how to go live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Um,
But we can
still
we can
not letting us.
we can grab the audio for a podcast. We never ended the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is an experiment too. We also don't have to, I guess, put this up. But it feels like we got a lot of stuff out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? We'll end the meeting. I don't know if this is gonna work out, this
Yeah.
version of the audio.
Yeah, I think a couple phone calls I got screwed it up.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a nightmare to edit together. But I
Yeah.
do think this audio is a little bit better than what we've got going on, because we're just using our computer one. But hey, I'll stop the recording. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we'll be done. And then I guess we'll hey, maybe we'll come back. We don't know everyone, so we're promising nothing.
Yeah. Well, do you want to try to do weekly?
We could try it. I would really love to get the tech a little bit,
More.
pick
Yeah.
up the tech.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just say to the people who are watching right now, if we get it up,
Yeah.
thanks for watching this whole
Thanks.
time.
High five. High
High
five.
five.
Boom.
And also, maybe we'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Bye.